Metal Slug. Thank you. Metal Slug. Mission 1, start. Heavy machine gun. Thank you. Thank you. Heavy machine gun. Playing shot. Thank you. Heavy machine gun.
Hi, thanks for joining. Yes, happy Friday to you as well. Mine is almost over. My sit stream must have been an older one, or? Got hit by that damn thing.
Rocket launcher. Heavy machine gun. Mission
My sit stream.
mission.
Ah, yes, I have used an old stream as a template. It's always a bit confusing on YouTube that if you set up the live stream that it kind of sends out a notification immediately. So that's a bit weird. Come on. How's the audio, by the way? I can't hear it so good. I guess the buttons are making a lot of noise. Just have to pause this for a while to read the chat. So, hi Boca's retro stuff. Love the original Neogeo controller which had micro switches, yes, but this would be even louder. Ganz schön brutal. Well, yeah, that's Metal Slug. Come on. No. He's not going there. That's strange.
Heavy machine gun. Thank you. Rocket launcher. Heavy machine gun.
Come on, come on.
Thank you. Rocket launcher. Rocket launcher.
And another one. Oh. Oh, damn it. Good evening to you as well. Thanks for joining. See you later. Oh, man. Damn it.
Heavy machine gun. Heavy machine gun.
Damn it. I haven't seen this one. Oh. A lot of grenades here. Ah, a bit hard to control. Damn it. No way. Come on.
Machine gun.
Impossible. Go. Oh. All my lives are gone. Any wishes so far? Got about, I don't know, 40 games or so? Well, let's see what else do we have? Ghost Pilot, Last Resort. Hi Matt, thanks for joining. Yes, I broke the mini HDMI, so I had to replace it. I think it's still somewhere on my desk here. Oh, that's the broken one. With some missing pieces inside. Oh, well, they are not there anymore, but anyway. Oh, my cable got tangled up. Japanese weirdness, yes. Looked like a real hassle to change it. Well, actually, it wasn't too bad. So, I mean, I was expecting that this solder material would kind of flow even a bit better under the hot air gun, but it was kind of, well, just staying in place. But actually, yeah, it was a bit tricky to heat all that stuff. And then, well, I was quite surprised that it was working after the first attempt. I really expected that I have to go through 2 or 3 soldering steps or something like this. So It just started. Yeah, so the pastry dried out, that was right. I really have to get new one, and especially I used a leaded version on this non-leaded board. But well, it's working. Hi Highlander, hi Rado, how are you? Hi Kualinja, it's so hard to pronounce. I hope it's almost right. Thanks for joining to you all. Yeah, so nothing really special for tonight. I'm just going to play some Neogeo games. Highland, I've seen that you have uploaded a new video, but I wasn't able to watch it now, but I have it on my list. Really looking forward to see your collection. Oh, something. Haven't even seen it. Oh yeah, the Neogeo Mini is indeed interesting, and there are several versions, so for the collectors it's very interesting. I'm considering getting this Samurai Showdown version as well. I'm not sure yet. Oops, I might have to pay attention to the screen as well. Unfortunately, the HDMI output is a bit washy, so to say. It's not really crisp and sharp, but well, it has some kind of retro feeling. I don't know what they had in mind, but the screen itself on the Mini, it's very surprisingly good. That's really a very cool device to play with, and oh, I died. That. And even the onboard controllers, it's very nice to handle as well. But if you want to spend some more time with it, I really recommend getting an additional gamepad, and especially if you want to play two-player games, then it's almost unavoidable. And there are... what's going on? And they are not so expensive anymore, so you failed it. Yes, I have seen. Yes, the original Neogeo was, and still is, too expensive. That's a crazy one. It's still something on my list of things I have to get sometimes. A real AES Neo Geo, but even if you look at the cartridge prices, it's just crazy. So that's probably nothing you just put on your desk to play a couple of games. So you really have to be very dedicated, and then have to go for a few cartridges maybe or so. And therefore the Mini is a good chance to have at least a bunch of games, more or less officially. And that was basically my decision to get it. And afterwards I was quite surprised, I have to admit. I mean, I got several games already as release for the Xbox or the Nintendo Wii. I think I got a Metal Slug for Nintendo Wii. And there are some PC releases as well. So I think Garou, Mark of the Wolves, and a couple of others are available as kind of PC Windows install. And there are some Android versions as well, so you can play with tablet controls, which is indeed strange, I have to admit. That's really very weird. So, and I couldn't get a controller to work with Garou, for example. So it's almost unplayable. Metal Slug feels quite okay on a tablet, but it's not really the real deal. Oh. Quality of the Neogeo sprites is unparalleled. Yes, that's right. I mean, that's that's really a so many of them, and they can scale it and all that stuff. So that's really amazing, and I think that's the main, like the core competency of the Neogeo. Can you add ROMs to Neogeo Mini, or is it just what you get? It is what you get. Well, basically, officially, it's what you get what you get. So you cannot add ROMs officially to the Neogeo Mini. But I found basically 2 videos on YouTube, and I remember I had somewhere seen, I think it was on Facebook or something like this, and kind of how-to manual, how to flash a different firmware to the Neogeo Mini. It turns all the European and US devices into Asia devices, but then you can add additional ROMs to it. As far as I understand, it has not enough memory to add all the games available for the Neogeo Mini, and I think there's an issue with those releases that came as CD or just for, well, for the pocket devices anyway. That's basically not working, but I think those CD releases aren't working on the Mini as well. So to have at least the majority of Neogeo games, I think you have to buy 3 different Neogeo Minis. Sometimes really hard to decide where to go. Got me again. How many types of Neogeo Mini are there? I think 4 or 5. So there has been the European edition, then the Japanese edition, then the Christmas edition, Then there's special edition, the Samurai Showdown edition. And I thought there was a 5th one as well, a special edition. I think with transparent case, but I'm not sure about the games they have on it. Damn it. Who beat it? Looks arcade quality. Well, yeah, I mean, it is basically... That's one of the common things for those Neogeo devices, that they use the very same ROM like on the arcades. So it's not really a conversion or something like this. And I think it was in the early 2000s or so when I was playing Neogeo with an emulator quite a lot. And they were really just the official ROM, not really official, but the original ROM dumps, like you use it for MAME, for example. What the hell? Oh, come on, guys. That's just too much of it. I think my main problem right now is that I play with the OBS screen, and it is a bit delayed. So I know it's some whining, some complaining, but it feels a bit like this. Ah, come on. It's impossible. For this purpose I may have to get an HDMI splitter and put the output on the direct input of the monitor. Oh, got a blocked comment. Oh. It's almost C64 quality, but not quite. Yes, almost. There's a lot going on to Dutch, yes. Well, the RetroPie, yes, the RetroPie is an interesting thing, but most of the cores are having some input lag, and I tested it a couple of times, but I really have to admit that I'm not a fan of this whole RetroPie stuff. The Mister platform sounds very interesting because that's an FPGA, so that's not an emulation, that's basically a recreation of the original hardware, like we can have on the Ultimate 64, for example, or some of the cores available for the Turbo Chameleon. It's really hard to decide where to stay on the screen here. It's so crazy. No chance. Man. That's impossible. But there are people out there which are able to play this without even dying. That's really amazing. It won't fit. Come on. It looks like I got endless continues, so small. Where's the best place? Come on, die! Can't last forever. Probably it's doing so. You failed it. Do you think the 6526 AMOS CIA chips on eBay from China is okay? I have one on the way that was listed for about 16 euros. Well, the thing is there are a lot of fake chips, and I think there are some people on the forum 64. They ordered some from China already, and the experience is very mixed. So some of them received some working ICs, and some got a bunch of ICs that wasn't working at all, and some received some really fake ICs. So it was just some relabeled stuff. So, well, it's worth a try I think. But well, 16 euros sounds a bit expensive, I have to admit. Mister has real joystick ports. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm also the one having a retro thing on the way from Asia. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm really interested in this, if it's really a good alternative. And so please let me know if you have when you have received it. I'm probably going to get one for myself. Graphics are superb. Yes. I hope I get a working one. Yes, I hope for you as well. If not, then feel free to contact me. I may have one for you if it's really kind of urgent. Oh, come on. That is so crazy. He just jumped on me. They're coming from behind. This is Blazing Star, one of the two main shoot 'em ups on the Neo Geo. The other one is Pulse Star, which I basically like a bit more, but that's not on this device. I'm not even sure whether Pulse Star is available at all. Come on! There's not even space for my ship anymore. Pay attention to backward. Yes, that's very helpful, thanks. And another. And boss. Yes, okay. More supposed MySpace. Waking up, yes, indeed, indeed, I'm doing so, I'm doing so. Hey, poor player, yes. I tried an 8520A, that's from the Amiga, yes. As you won in the C64 motherboard, only thing not working was autofire on port 2, different voltage resistance between joystick ports versus to make sense. I think the 8520 are lacking the timer function of the original C64 CIAs, and therefore some things are not working. And autofire on port 2, which is basically a strange thing. There is no autofire function on the C64 anyway, and if you have a joystick that is providing autofire, they do it usually externally. So I assume that there was perhaps something else wrong, or that the two CRs had issues communicating with each other. So basically it works like this, that one CR is sending a signal to the second CR, and then they synchronize itself, and therefore they need this timer function. Oh, I survived for a few seconds, but well, it looks like it has an end now. Just have to have my dog back. Waking up, yes indeed, waking up. Well, I think you really have to learn the pattern of movement. What if I was working on port 1? Well, perhaps you have no 5 volt on port 2 then. That could be, but then basically all the buttons shouldn't work. To the joystick and another one which depends on holding the fire button, which do not have 5 volt wired. That's strange, yeah. Yeah, well you're right, the C64 has no auto fire built in, so it's really coming from external. So I assume that there is a different issue. Regarding autofire, there's an interesting discussion on the Forum 64 already. They're trying to create a new joystick slash gamepad for the C64 and the Amiga. And now we are in a kind of a battle about the best autofire option. Some suggest just to make it a fixed frequency, like 50 Hz or 25 Hz or something like this, and I'm more a fan of having it adjustable. But it's really interesting to see all those arguments going on there. And some consider it as cheating at all, so interesting take as well. But especially on the Competition Pro, it is simply too noisy. Especially if you do videos or something like this and you have to hit the button all the time, that's probably not really somebody is going to enjoy. Well, that's going to be very repetitive right now. So we may look for a different game. I have no idea where to place my ship here. That's really crazy. Yeah, the dog is black. It's very black, so it's really hard to see. It's on my lap now. That's basically the time when he sleeps already, and on Fridays and weekends he's a bit confused that we stay up longer than usually. Yeah, I have some concerns about my fingers and knuckles as well, so I'm not really interested in to hit that button 1,000 of times. Continue. Come on, guys. Let me some room. Lasers, rockets, all those stuff, I have no idea. Could at least break something. Where should I stay? That's really... that's so crazy. Oh. It's not breaking. Continue. The last one, I think. Modifiers for jazz musicians. Yeah, probably. I can't be sexy. He wasn't happy. So. Well, it would be interesting, yes. I never tested the 8520 on the C64. I just know that there are some issues, but never expected to see any joystick. See you next time. Bye bye. Well, I think I'm not even sure how many stages there are. Another one at least, so... Oh. Come on! This is so crazy. Let's call it the end of the game. Yes, Blazing Star. So. Well, yeah, okay, then I have to look. I'm not sure whether I got the 8520 here somewhere in my boxes, so I really have to have a look. And then I can test this. Some golf, Gold Heroes, Last Blade, Samurai Showdown. Let's have a round of Garou. That's one of my favorite games, but I haven't played it for, well, years, basically. Well, yeah, I got some A500 somewhere in the attic in some boxes. But I really have to look whether I can find them, so it's probably easier to get an 8520 for testing. I'm going to visit Jan Beta in about a week, and we're going to visit an Amiga convention close to Kiel here in Germany, and I may ask him whether he can lend me one, and then I can test this, or we test this at his place. He got some C64s as well. Just have to figure out what kind of moves I can make. This seems to be an okay emulation package, but I'll stick with actual Neogeo. Thanks. Well, if you own one, then yeah, feel free. That's no problem. Amiga 35, I was thinking about going to Amiga 30 in Amsterdam, but really life got in the way No, it's called a bit differently. Let me check. I had it somewhere here on my screen. Just have to find it. Amiga Steam News. Here we go. So it is called the Interface Kiel, and it's going to be next weekend. I thought so, at least. No. Okay, yeah, I remember that Gadget UK was working with those ICs as well. But it's really strange. I mean, from a electrical point of view, it is just the fire button that get kind of pressed internally with a certain frequency. Does the controller feel good despite not having micro switches? Yes, indeed. I'm not a micro switch fan anyway, so I really love the gamepad, and I really love that it is so smooth. And I have mentioned that I played Neogeo games on an emulator a couple of years ago, and I had quite a similar gamepad with kind of a thumb stick that was very smooth and with no directions and no micro switches and very soft buttons, and I'm really used to this one now. Problem is none of my C64s have socket CIAs other than the one that broken here. Yes. And if they are soldered and if they are working, I recommend to just leave them there, because if they are old, sometimes they really dislike to get the heat, and then the buttons are in the wrong place. Yeah, that's right. The button layout is really odd. It's a real pain to desolder chips, yes. Well, with a good desoldering gun, it is working quite fine on the C64, because there are not very huge copper areas, and the holes are wide enough to get all the solder material sucked through the holes. So compared to the NES, for example, there it is really a pain. I have to make some progress. I really hate this guy. Now he got me in the corner. That's not good. No. Ooh, that was close. Oops, I have to pay attention. Broken 6526A had an issue where the fire button would not work at all in port 2, yes. So that had to come off anyway. Do not have a good soldering gun. Yes, it really depends. So if you do this more or less frequently, I highly recommend this. I started without one and I tested all those different methods to get ICs out of boards with hot air and these copper wires and all that stuff, and finally I decided I really have to go for the soldering gun, and it's a whole different game. It is so much easier and so comfortable, and especially for the boards, the risk of breaking some traces or something like this, it's really much improved. Ah. Come on. This. No. And another round. Oh, bastard. Oh, he blocked it. Damn it. That's going to be close. Ah, no. Not even that. On the game.
Round 1. Fight!
Okay, that was a bit better. Ah, got me. Come on! Ah.
Final round. Fight!
Oh, that hurt. Whew, eventually. Oh, a karate guy. Well, that's a hard one as well.
Round one. Fight!
Can't get out of that corner. that was fast. Well, it looks like I'm lagging some practice. I have to do this more often. No, that's probably not my game for this night. I really have to do some practice rounds with this one. Ah, yes, indeed. Well,
Continue.
no, we're not going to continue this. Oh, I'm really bad. No, that's embarrassing. Let's see what else we get. Oops, wrong button. Fighting games, fighting games, fighting games. I think something is wrong with the sound. It's a bit delayed. Yeah, sounds strange. Let me restart. No, still delayed. That's really an issue with the sound. That's strange. Let me check this. Now we got no sound at all. Okay. No, it's working. Okay. Who knows? So let's go for a round of Shock Troopers, and then I think for the final game we may play some golf. It's more relaxing. So have you invested in a C64 yet? I know you have a Mini. No, I haven't invested in the C64 yet, and basically that's not going to change since I'm very happy with the Mini, and for me there's basically no real use of the bigger version, because if I need a C64 with a keyboard, then I'm going to use a C64 with a keyboard. I got many of them, and then I do not really need another emulation in a box with a keyboard. So I have a hard time giving myself a reason to get one, since I have two TC64 V2s, 4 64s, and 3 BenQ LED monitors that will sync to Rig 2. Yes, I mean, if you got C64s already, then there's probably no reason, and especially combined with the TC64 or with the 1541 Ultimates, or even using an Ultimate 64, then there's basically no real value of that bigger version of the Mini. It would be interesting to have a look at the keyboard. I just saw it at Saturn here in Germany, but it was boxed, it was not unboxed. And I was thinking whether it's ideal to use this USB keyboard for the Ultimate 64, for example. That would perhaps an interesting project, but beside this, it is still a bit too expensive. So maybe if they're going to drop the price, I will have a look, and then I kind of, well, dismantle it and see what we can do with it. But let's go for easy. Stream looks pretty sharp. Thank you very much for the feedback. It surprised me a bit, because I have a very low bitrate. So I set it to 3.5 Mbits to 5 Mbits, and it's almost at the lower limit. So there's not that much information to stream properly. I cannot stand input lag after I started using real hardware again about 6 years ago. Yes. I really dislike emulators. I have used them a lot back in the, let's say, very late 90s, when the first C64 emulators came out. I think the first one was called PC64, and then the CCS came, and later then all those Wise versions. But I was always annoyed by certain issues, like the input lag, for example, and then especially on Windows they never really run with a constant frame rate, and then I really started to use original hardware again. Oops. I'm supposed to do something. Nothing beats the real deal, that's really... I think the same for the Neogeo as well, but that's really, really expensive. Oh, come on. Got stuck in the car. Oh, I died. I have no idea why. I thought I was avoiding him. Oh. Button is quite loud, I just have to admit. may disturb the audio a little bit. Come on! Oops, wrong button. Actually, I'm in the middle of getting USB devices together, and I will do another video on USB joysticks and USB adapters and input lag. Oops. Something I did a couple of months ago, I can't even remember when it was. And really interested to see whether there has been some improvements. Yeah, that was a good chance to get the Neogeos when they were kind of out of fashion. I think I came a bit too late to the whole Neo Geo topic at all, and then they were already too expensive. And quite often you have different priorities in life. I received 80 times 72 at 60 Hertz. Well, it's 60 Hertz is right, yeah, but it should be full HD. So surprised me a bit. YouTube compression, yeah, perhaps. I'm trying to find a reason to buy the Ultimate 2 Plus, but since I already have two PC64s, I don't know. Tape emulation, yes, indeed, tape emulation is interesting on the Ultimate 2. But for tape emulation, I'm using most of the time the Neogeo Mini, which is a bit, well, has more charm for me. I think I got it somewhere in my... Yeah, no, that's a pie. Well, can't find it right now. I thought, well, here it is. That's the Neogeo Mini. I got an SD card, you can place your tape image on it, and then you can connect this to your tape port, and then you can load tape releases to it. That's the camera. The chat is over there and the camera is there, so I really have to align myself every now and then. And the tape solution of the Ultimate 2 Plus is a bit strange, I have to admit, with this weird cable and then this kind of adapter. I was going to print the case for this adapter, but I haven't finished it yet. Something I may have to start on the weekends. .720p at 60 is the highest option for stream quality? That's strange, because my former streams were full HD. So let me check this. There must be something wrong. Well, practical, that's in the eye of the beholder, basically. I mean, if you do tape gaming or tape releases, then you really want to have at least some tape feeling, and for me the Neogeo Mini is just small kind of a device you can attach to the C64. It feels more natural, but well, the handling is a bit different. I mean, you browse through the menu and then you select your tape image file, and you can record to this as well. But basically I was going to check the stream quality. Really strange that it is so small. Weird. Can't see it on my side here. Not sure whether I can join my own stream. Let me check. Viewer on YouTube. Let's see what's happened.
They have only 72 hours to accomplish their objectives.
Oh, I have to listen to myself.
Will exterminate the troops of the
Let me mute this.
They will never be defeated.
Yes, it says 7020p, 60 Hz. Strange. That's strange. Maybe I have configured it. Oh yeah, rescale output. It's scaled. I'm sorry for this one. So I hit that button accidentally, I think. Or it was in one of my older stream profiles. But I can change it in the middle of the stream. But well, there isn't that much more resolution anyway. So let's try it again. Now with some more dedication perhaps.
Select solo margin for forgiveness in the battlefield. Charlie out. Let's go.
Ah. Oh, I shoot the hostage. Now I think Spino from Zaros is someone totally different. But good catch. I haven't recognized it right now. Two of them. That's probably too many. Rolling out. Ah, come on. Have you been following the development of the Mega 64-5? Yes, indeed. Not with that much attention, but I have an eye on it. And today I have received the Mega 65 add-on board, so I'm probably going to build this development kit. But that's a very future project, since this development board is quite expensive. I think it's somewhere close to 300 euros or so. So And now I really have to get the parts for the add-on board, otherwise it's not really useful. Shoot! Oops. Oh! Come on! How to dodge this? Oh, well, just destroy it. Much easier.
Select mission. Airbase. Recovery operation. Let's go.
Just a walk in the park. I pretty much doubt so. Whoa, it's quite slow when so much stuff is going on. Is there empty? Yeah. Okay, continue. Okay, the last one. Oh, it's really slow. All those people moving around.
No merging for forgiveness in the battlefield. Power star. Power star. Level up. Flame forward. Corner.
Not sure whether the original version is running so slow as well. That's strange. Oh, come on. That's a cool car. Nice. Oh, hitting hard on me. Rolling out. I think I have to modify a gamepad for the Neogeo Mini in order to have some auto fire. It's indeed a bit exhausting, so to say. Two of them from two sides. No, I got some kind of auto fire. Well, depends on the weapon perhaps. Sometimes it's really strange. It looks like you avoid the bullets or whatever, and then it just got hit. Well, anyway, let's finish this one here and see what we have. Still on this thing. Metal Slug. Oh, ghost pilots, not a shooter. Well, yeah, golf. We were going to play some golf just for calming down a bit and then. So I set the stream to 720. Man, bit disappointing. But actually, I think there are 2 golf games for the Neogeo Mini, and the other version, which is not on this one, is better as far as I remember. But this one is okay as well. Just found this 30-second video of a Mega 65 development kit in a clear case. Damn, it looks good. Yes, indeed, indeed. I mean, you got a full C64 FPGA. It's like similar to the Ultimate 64. Then you got this C65, and then you got the C64 with all the turbo options and all that stuff. So it's really interesting project, but well, to step into this, it's a bit, well, expensive. But the Ultimate 64 Elite is expensive as well, so basically SNK Championship Golf Course, Top Player Country Club, whatever. Let's go for the SNK. Do you need a caddy? Yes, indeed.
Now the game is starting. Put the ball on the green in 2 if you drive straight on this hole. Good birdie chance.
Oh, we got some some support. So just have to get used to this. So let me check. Okay, we have to press the button twice, so we're going to have some spin. And it's in the bunker. So, I mean about the Mega 65 project, what I think it's really strange is this kind of a collecting project they started for the cases. I really don't understand why they're not going to do this by Kickstarter or something like this. Oh, and a bit better. Oh, too short. Next bunker. Now let's try to get on the green again. Play safe. Oh. Timing is crucial. But at least we made it to the green. So. Course. Let me check.
Take my advice if you dare, or make your own choice. It's up to you.
Hit left side by using a draw. Okay, let's do so. The left side. Oh, thank you very much for this advice. That was indeed very helpful. Oh, bit too late. Bit too far. Rough. So very short. Very short. Oh, already too much. Do we have something else? No. Still too far. That's really hard to get right. So, let's see.
Green slopes, straight uphill.
Oh, it jumped over the hole. Yeah, I made it. Stroke 9, okay.
The fairway is wide and long. You can drive with full power. Watch out for left bunker.
Okay, full power. Let's try it. Probably not going to make it that far. Ah, now I remember it. I was playing, I think, Mario Golf on the NES quite recently. And the golf course is almost the very same like on the Nintendo Wii in, was it called Wii Sports, I think? Where you play frisbee on this golf course. So I was really surprised to see this. And I felt very familiar because we played a lot of frisbee golf on the Nintendo Wii a couple of years ago. Well, unfortunately. But, well, maybe going to renew this. So, it's not going too far. So we can just stay straight. That was close. Ooh. Better than I thought. I'm quite surprised. Now we just have to finish this
Green
one.
slopes, uphill to the left.
Uphill to the left. Well, the grass direction looks differently to me, but well, let's see. Probably not too much power. Birdie!
Nice birdie.
Yeah, now he's smiling.
Tee shot must carry over woods and cliffs. Make a full shot so as not to come up short.
Okay, trying to do so. Bit short for it. Oh, in the rough. I have to aim a bit for the right. Let's see. This is going to work. Oh, perhaps too much to the right. And too short anyway. Rough. So that's going to be a very short one. Let's hope I'm not going to kick this in the bunker. That was close.
Nice one.
Green slopes to the left.
Ah, too much. Too much. Yes.
Too bad.
Oh! Guys, spoiled it. So at least we know that those arrows on the green are pointing in the direction where we go downhill. So that's going to be kind of an almost straight uphill shot. There we go. Stroke 7, Trill Boogie. Not that good.
Short hole with river on left side. Use a fade to avoid the woods and river.
Okay, let's see. Oh, got some strong wind from the right and headwind. So we may point a bit to the left, to the right hand side. And then we have to overcome the trees. Around 70 yards. I highly doubt that this is going to work. Oh, too short, still. Stop.
Nice one.
Green slopes downhill to the left.
Downhill to the left, okay. So let's...
Putt for par.
Ah! Wasn't enough and it was a bit too fast. Ah, not so easy. Still, come on! Ooh, too much, too much. Ooh. Oh, it's really hard to get this putting right. That's really a tricky part of this game. Come on. That's impossible. Here we go. Oh, pretty calm in the chat. Everybody's still there? Or everybody fell asleep already?
This hole is a dogleg to the right. Keep your ball to the left or you won't be able to see the green on the second shot.
Alles gut. My dog is getting older, so... Oh, what's that? Ooh, deep rough. That was bad. Really hard to estimate how far it is going. Too far. So, let's see whether we can get it out of here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Green on.
Green slopes straight downhill.
Right downhill. Got it. Boogie. Okay.
The tee shot is towards the spreading sea. Aim only at the green without paying attention to the sea.
So, well, let's have a look. Not so good.
One stroke penalty.
Got some strong headwind, so let's see. Can squeeze out a few yards more from here. Almost. There. Green on.
Green slopes downhill to the right.
Let's see how this is going to work. Too much. Too much. There we go.
There are out of bounds on both sides of the narrow fairway. Keep your ball low and straight.
Too short. Too much spin. Oof, out of bounds.
One stroke penalty.
I'm impressed with the quality of many of the modern C64 game releases. Yes, indeed.
Green slopes to the
It's
right.
really amazing what they squeeze out of this old machine. Double boogie.
Must hit strong second shot to carry river in front of green. Well done if you can save
Must
the
hit strong second shot to carry a river in front of green. Well done if you can save par. Ooh. Okay, it's going to be a long course. Get some wind from the right. 3 meters. Oh, rough. I'm really looking forward to this Sam's Journey for the NES. I mean, there was some kind of tech demo they have released some, well, months ago, something like this. That would be a real fantastic release for the NES as well. But so far it's probably the best jump and run you can get on the C64 right now. So, let's see if we can make it over the river now. Or if it's going to be too far. It's going to be too far. But at least not in the bunker. I'm really impressed to see the games from Sarah, whatever her name is. Did this Neutron and the Centron for Christmas, and now she's working on this horizontal shoot 'em up. That looks very, very interesting. Oh, so close. Green on.
green slopes uphill to the right.
Uphill to the right. Yeah, boogie. At least.
There are two big
For me, it's hard to beat Turrican 1 and 2 on the C64, but Sam's Journey is a technical wonder for sure. Yes, indeed. And what I really like on about Sam's Journey is that you do not have this time limit, so you really can go through the level and search for all that stuff, and then If you just have figured out how the main path is going to be, then you can look for all those coins and this additional stuff, so it's much less stressful compared to Turrican. I mean, Turrican was a milestone back in the time, but it's really, it requires a lot of practice and a lot of patience. So I think about 2 years ago, Steel Ranger was released, and this is a kind of Turrican game, but it is not as stressful as Turrican, and I really enjoyed playing it. I never went through it completely, but it was a very nice game, or still it is. Oh, that wasn't so good. Turrican has quite a long time limit. Well, it depends. Yes, if you know the level, then it is working fine. But initially at the beginning, I really was struggling a lot with this. Because if you're more this kind of trying to avoid everything type of guy, then it's really a bit tricky to stay within the time limit. And you die a lot of there as well, so... I just remember it was somewhere early 90s, I think. I spent almost the whole weekend trying to finish Turrican 1 or 2, I can't remember, the trained version. So let's see how we can get over the bunker. Oh, bit too much, bit too much. No, in the rough. Really strange that there is no... nothing in between those two, so... That's a bit frustrating now. Can't get this shorter than this. What's the number one C64 game in your opinion? Well, it heavily depends on the genre, so that's really that's really tricky to say. The number one game. Well, then let's do it like this. The number one game on the C64. Well, I mean, I'm a fan of racing games, so if you look for a racing game, then probably Formula 1 Grand Prix is a very nice one. I love Buggy Boy, for example, but that's an arcade conversion. And well, what else? I mean, the Last Ninjas are fantastic games, but very hard to beat as well. I played through Last Ninja 2 quite a while ago with a trainer, and even then it was very, very frustrating. And in terms of perhaps adventures, then Elvira is a very nice one, but not in the original version, and it's just loading time all the time. And then, well, in terms of shooters, well, Katagas or Nemesis, whatever you want to call this, or the Enforcer as the second part, and all those other R-Type and X-Out games are pretty nice. Jump and runs, well, I mean, yeah, Sam's Journey, I think it's going to beat them all. And What else do we have? Strategy games. Well, this Planet X2 from the 8-bit guy. That's a cool game as well. And then what else do we have? Some classical games. Well, Gianna Sisters, for example. Or some very classic games like Park Patrol. It's very nice as well. And well, yeah, that's basically my list of favorite games. Nebulous or Tower Toppler, very nice as well. Almost impossible question, yeah. Could not answer that for myself. Yeah, it's really tricky. I mean, I had not a chance to play C64 games in the 80s, so I was just stepping into this genre when it was already almost dead already. So therefore it has a different kind of a perspective or approach or something like this. There are so many games for C64. Indeed, yes, there are very many games compared to the NES, for example. I mean, if you look up for a ROM collection of NES games, then you end up with about 3,500 games or something like this. And for the C64, there are some disc and cartridge tape collections with more than 5,000 games or something like this. And then you can play on forever, and there are new games coming out all of the time. All those new releases. I mean, considering La Belle de Mort, for example, still is a very nice game, and Sydney Hunter, it's okayish, and the Bear Essentials, very nice game. I played this a lot on the C64 Mini because there you have save states, so you can save the game in between. It's a bit cheating, but well. And the Steel Ranger, mentioned this already. And then what else do we have from new games? Quite recently. Well, there are a lot of smaller games, cartridge games. Oh, got boxes full of games but can't remember. Let me have a look. That's Aviator Arcade. Well, if you Space Moguls, that's very nice. Lufttrousers, that's a cool game as well. Very hard. La Belle de Mort, what I have mentioned. Sam's Journey. Transector from Richard Bayliss, he's doing a lot of great games as well. Galencia, probably the best Galaga version out there. Hunter's Moon, very nice but very hard as well. Very strange gameplay. And then what else do we have here? I think that's a box with all the games. Pang, very nice. Took me quite a long time to find the cartridge version. Can't play the disc version, it's just loading. It's terrible. Q-Bird, well, classic game. Zone Ranger, very nice game, but quite hard to master as well. And I think all that stuff, just all the games. Terminator 2, very hard to play, but quite nice. And Defender, that's a kind of the Drop Zone original. The Sarian. Gyrus as an arcade conversion. Nice game as well. Well, it's really hard to decide what's the best C64 game or oh, but tend to pick and choose my software. Having all of it can be so overwhelming, you'll end up not using any of it. That's right, yes. I have the game base on my TC64, yes. it's so 10 to 15,000 games. That's crazy. Nice to have a full collection, but I prefer to limit direct access only to the stuff I actually use. That's a very good approach, and that's probably what I'm doing with the NES and the Famicom right now. So I was really thinking whether I get the EverDrive for the Famicom as well, but I decided no, that's just ending up having 3,000 games on the Famicom and not playing them at all. So I really picked a few ones and I'm trying to stick to them, and then I mean, I have rarely enough time to play all those games anyway, so beside all my projects. But well, yeah, sometimes it needs to have some fun. I've sorted best games into its own folders and so on. Yes, I have some kind of a folder, my preferred games or my favorite games, something like this, and then I have this on a couple of USB sticks and SD cards, and depending on the system I'm using. Yeah, but anyway, I think I will call this a night. It's long enough already. Over 2 hours of gaming. Haven't spent so much time with the Neogeo for a long time. So, well, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining, and thanks for all this chatting. I really appreciate, and I gladly use flash cartridge multi-card for any system. Yeah, it is indeed affordable, so getting all those games as original releases, it's pretty expensive, and having a flash card is really very interesting, at least to test some games. I mean, especially for the Famicom, if you look at eBay with all these Japanese titles, you have no idea at all, and then you have a chance to test at least the ROM file up front and see whether that's something that's interesting to you. And well, yeah, but I think on the Famicom I'm not going to go with the Flash Ray, I just stick to the original cartridges. Anyway, yes, so thanks for joining, and have a nice night, have a nice day wherever you are, and then see you for the next stream, probably. Bye bye.